Hi guys, I'm Jen from 7 Mile Designs and welcome to my YouTube channel. I figure we'll kick this off by a little get to know you, or well, you get to know me because you can't actually talk back to me right now. I started this 7 Mile Designs about a year and a half ago, and it all started with a table and the Shanty the Chic sisters. I had seen plans for a $100 table that they did, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try that. I can surely build this table. And I did, and it was great. And I had no experience whatsoever with building anything. The first time I touched a saw was about 2 years ago when I tiled my backsplash in my kitchen. I'd never tiled anything before, and it was just kind of let's give her the old college try, and it worked out great. I love it. It looks awesome. Now, when I grew up, my dad could do anything. My mom was super crafty. She could do all the stuff inside the house. My grandparents on both sides, they always did it themselves, and that's just how I grew up and the way that I've learned. I've always been crafty. I've always been somewhat handy, but I could always learn. And it got to a point that my list of projects was ever growing, and I was running out of people that I could call to come do them for me. So it was time for me to learn. And it really wasn't that hard. Some days obviously were harder than others, and I just had to put the tools down and walk away. But it's still fun. I still love doing it, and that's why I'm here today, trying to get this YouTube channel off the ground. Some of you may know that I do have one video prior to this, and that was kind of the accidental start to my YouTube career. I was working on an X-brace console table, and I could not figure out the angles. It was driving me insane, and I finally worked out some of this stuff, and it finally clicked, and I'm like, oh my gosh, now I know how to do this. I have to share this with people. I've got a pretty big following on Instagram, and I wanted to share it there because that's where all of my woodworking friends are, and I was like, somebody has got to be able to use this, and because they're struggling with this too. Well, because of Instagram restrictions, my video was too long to share, so I'm like, okay, well, my next option is YouTube. I'll load this to my YouTube channel, have people refer there, and I'll start making all the YouTube channels or YouTube videos. I don't remember how long ago it was that I posted that video, but there have been no more since. And I've been kicking myself in the butt. This has been the hardest woodworking mountain to climb on social media, so to speak, is figuring out what you want to see. So I've done a lot of thinking about it over the past several months, and here's what I've come up with, or what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share some of the tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way. Some of them are freaking ingenious, and I never would have thought about them, but they're so simple. I'll also be sharing with you some of my builds and the way that I do them. It may not be the way that you do them or the way that this person does them, but it's the way that I do it, and it's the way that works for me. And we're going to be going through the learning process together because there's still so much out there that I have to learn. And you know, so maybe some silly antics. I participate in a lot of Instagram challenges that are just off the wall insane, and I'll share them with you because they're kind of fun. Before I go, one last thing. I'll explain to you the meaning behind 7 Mile Designs because that's my most asked question. What does this mean? Where did it come from? It's simple. Long story short, 7 Mile Designs means almost home. When I was growing up in school and all these extracurricular activities, we would have to travel all over the state to these different events and stuff. Coming home was always late at night, and it was a long bus ride home. Whenever I saw this particular road sign that said my hometown was 7 miles away, I knew I was almost home, and it was a feeling of comfort and relief because I could finally get off this school bus and go to bed. It's always stuck with me. I actually had that road sign recreated, and I have it hanging up in my shop. It's just up there outside of camera view, but it's there, and you'll see it in some of my upcoming videos. And just one day when I was working on that table that started this all, it came to me. I was like, go start a business, and that's going to be the name. So 7 Mile Designs was born on that day, September of 2016. So I'm excited to have you along with me. If you have any ideas or requests for videos that you would like to see from me, please put them in the comments, and I'll be sure to address them. So thanks.